Hi everyone, welcome to Carmen's Australian Storytime. Today I'm reading Iggy, Peck, the Architect, written by Andrea Beattie and illustrated by David Roberts. This is the prequel or sequel, I'm not sure which one was written first, to Rosie Revere, the engineer. Let's see what the blurb has to say about this book. Some kids sculpt sand castles. Some make mud pies, some construct great block towers, but no one is better at building than Iggy Peck, who once erected a life-size replica of the great Sphinx on his front lawn. It's too bad that few people appreciate Iggy's talent, certainly not his second-grade teacher, Miss Greer. It looks as if Iggy will have to trade in his T-square for a box of crayons, until a fateful field trip proves just how useful a master builder can be. Andrea Beattie and David Roberts combine their own considerable talents in this picture book celebration of individual gifts and self-expression. The blurb. It really sounds like Iggy loves to build. I wonder why his second-grade teacher does not like his buildings. I also wonder what the fateful trip is and how Iggy helps with his building skills. Do you like to build things? I absolutely love it. I'm very interested to read this book. Let's see what Iggy gets up to. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2, when he built a great tower in only an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. "Good gracious, Ignatius!" his mother exclaimed. "That's the coolest thing I've ever seen." But her smile faded fast as a light wind blew past, and she realized those diapers weren't clean. "Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That's disgusting and nasty. It stinks." A diaper is an American word for a nappy. Could you imagine a tower made out of nappies? Dirty ones. That sounds disgusting. I think Iggy even used one of the nappies he was wearing. Ugh! Most of us build our first towers out of toys or out of toy blocks. Iggy really does love building. Can you find the rhyming words? To and glue, seen and clean, tower and hour. But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn, using dirt clods to build a great sphinx. What on earth is a sphinx? Well, they are found in Egypt. A sphinx was a mythical creature that had a lion's body and a human head. It is thought to have represented the pharaoh of the time and the power they held. 73 meters long and 20 meters high, it is the biggest, oldest sculpture in the world. If you have a look at the pictures, here's a picture of what they think it would have looked like back in the time it was built. Very majestic and modern and painted with gold and colour. And then down the bottom, that's what you see if you go to Egypt today. The ruins, they're called, because the sand over the time has worn away all of the gloss and all of the coats of paint on the surface. When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples, and temples from modelling clay. I'm not sure about building things with fruit. I do hear some more rhyming words though. 3 and sea, stay and clay, chapels and apples. Use your detective skills. How many apples has Iggy eaten? At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye, and out on the porch built the St. Louis arch from pancakes and coconut pie. That is certainly a lot of pancakes. I think I would rather be eating them than building with them. Can you find the rhyming words? Night and delight, I and pi. The St. Louis Arch is in America and it is around 200 meters wide and 200 meters high. It is the tallest arch in the world, and you can even go up inside it. Dear Ig had it made until second grade, when his teacher was Miss Greer. On the very first day she had this to say, "We do not talk of buildings in here. Gothic or Romanesque, I couldn't care less about buildings ancient or new." She said in her lecture about architecture that it had no place in grade 2. Poor Iggy! Imagine having a teacher who did not like your creations. I wonder why Miss Greer does not like architecture. Iggy does not seem to be listening. He is too busy building. I wonder if he will get into trouble. We absolutely love to build in my classroom. You can make amazing things with cardboard boxes. That might seem severe, but she was sincere, for when she was no more than 7, she'd had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tower of the 95th floor, young Lila got lost from the group. Oh, now I understand. Poor Miss Greer had a reason she did not like tall buildings. She had gotten lost in one. Have you ever been lost somewhere? It is certainly not a very nice feeling. Making connections. When I was little, I got left in a convict jail isolation room, and I was very scared. Now I don't like being in small places, especially ones without windows. Bad memories can stay with you for a very long time. She was found 2 days later in a stuck elevator, eating cheese with a French circus troupe. After that day, it's quite safe to say, she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she taught that above all one ought to avoid them, no ifs, ands, or buts. Poor Miss Greer! I was only left for a few moments, but Miss Greer wasn't found for 2 days. Imagine that! At least she had company and some food. I don't know about eating cheese for 2 days, though. When you take the time to ask and get to know people, they usually have a good reason for feeling the way they do. At first I thought Miss Greer was mean, but now I understand she is just very scared and doesn't want anyone else to get stuck or lost in a building. Can't really judge anyone until we know all the facts. As you might guess, it would cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk. But he didn't hear, he sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. "You, Iggy Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down that castle right now. You will not build in here. Is that perfectly clear? Do you need to see Principal How?" Iggy is in trouble. What a great building made of chalk. I hear a lot of rhyming words again. Guess and stress, talk and chalk, here and rear, peck and wreck, here and clear, now and how. Whew, what a lot of rhyme. No, ma'am, Iggy said. He lowered his head, and his heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now second grade was a bore. What does it mean if your interest is killed? Well, sometimes at school we have to do things we may not like to or want to do, but usually the teacher will reward your hard work by giving you time to do things that interest you. Iggy is interested in building, but he can't do that in class, so now he struggles to be involved. What do you think he could do? After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, and arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. Even though Iggy is not happy, he is still joining in. It is important to be resilient and not let things worry you when they don't go your way. I wonder if a hike and a picnic will cheer Iggy up. Where do you like to go for a picnic? They crossed an old trestle to a small island nestled in the heart of a burbling stream. But they no sooner passed than the footbridge collapsed, and Miss Greer started to scream. "Ah! We're trapped here! Oh my! Alas, kids, goodbye!" Her eyeballs rolled back in her head. She dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound. Luckily fainted. Not dead. The class was amazed. They stood there quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan, which started with Miss Lila's shoe. Soon each lad and lass there at Blue River Pass was working together as one. Making inferences. Who do you think has hatched the plan? It doesn't actually tell us his name, but have a think. Who is the person who's been building and could fix things? I love that they're all working together as a team. Have you ever had to work in a team? Teamwork makes the job fun and usually gets the job done faster. And when she came to, Miss Greer knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces, and on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces. Boots, tree roots and strings, fruit roll-ups and things, some of which one should not mention, were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge dangling from shoestring suspension. I wonder if that's what he used Miss Greer's shoe for. What an impressive bridge! The students have done an amazing job. How do you think Miss Greer will be feeling? Scared? Proud? Anxious? Upset? Maybe all of those things. I don't know that I would feel very good if I was a teacher and passed out on my students. And it all became clear to Miss Greer as she crossed the bridge over the stream. There are worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than to spend your time building a dream. Miss Greer has realized that building things is very important. She is remembering happy memories she has with buildings and overcoming her fear. Sometimes we just have to choose to focus on other things to distract us from our bad memories. Now every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in 2nd grade, all the school kids can hear along with Miss Greer how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker in t-shirt and sneakers talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie, that brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. You know, Iggy has changed his teacher's mind by his actions. Sometimes we can't say the things we want to say to change people's minds, but we can show them by our actions. Iggy has shown his teacher the amazing benefits of building things. If we show respect and keep showing others by our positive actions, we can really make people change their minds about things and look at things in different ways. All it takes is kindness and persistence. Thanks so much for listening today. I really hope you enjoyed Iggy Peck the Architect. If you did, check out Rosie Revere the Engineer as well. These books are such wonderful tales of imagination, drive and persistence. I can't wait to read to you again. I wonder where I will be and what I will be reading. Please comment and subscribe, and I will see you next time.